The following program contains material that is not suitable for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
Live from the Community Media Center Marin, it's marINSANITY.
Surprise, surprise. It's Griff. I did that for my wife, because she's crazy. Welcome to marINSANITY, lunatics. Woo! You were all in the nut house together. All in the nut house together tonight. I see some old friends over here and there. It's lovely. Yeah, you know. It's funny because I didn't even know it was the 10th anniversary show. They never told me. I mean, we would have done something special. Look. Just turned 70. No, it's great. Because that's just the average age people die. So I'm the winner. All these young comics making fun of me because I'm old. I just like to tell them, some of you bastards are going to die young. And they are. About half of them, right? No, it's good. No, been living in the same house for 30 years. And I just started feeling a little bit of success in life. You know, I just made the final payment on my student loan. You know, I don't feel old, but I don't feel my extremities either, so, you know. Where am I? No, it's great. I have senior moments, you know. We all do, don't we? I wish I could remember that Alzheimer's joke. Oh, that was it. Oh, it's lovely. Oh, it's great being older. I fell over 3 times, limping with this hip, you know, like boom. I go to the doctor. He said, "Oh, Mr. Daly, why did you fall down?" I said, "Well, that's the only direction you can go when you fall." He goes, "Yeah, but the reason, did you trip?" I said, "No, not since Woodstock." Some of you remember? Then he pokes me in the tummy with his stethoscope. He goes, "Look at this lot." He goes, "You know you're overweight for your height." I said, "Come on, Doc, you don't know how high I am?" Oh, I don't do drugs. I don't do drugs, but I know I look like I'm stoned half the time, but it's just, I'm just carrying residue from the 80s. It's great to see all these beautiful young people out tonight, all these youngsters. It's great. Now I can feel the energy in the room from you, your ambition. Life, kids. It's not going to work out for you. You'll probably all end up getting married like the rest of us, but that's all right. I love being married. I've had 3 successful marriages so far. Always works out for me. My missus, great lady. I love her. She's fantastic. My biggest supporter, because I make her work 2 jobs. I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to laugh at my own jokes, am I? No, I don't really. She's a, you know, she works hard at it. She's a good artist. You'll see her stuff. She's working on this big set of stuff called Safari. You'll see it all over the internet soon. It'll be great. I want you to buy some. $2,000 a pop. It'll be lovely. Not supposed to advertise on the telly. No, it's all right. So, I don't want to do any more old jokes. I hate it. No, I don't. Look. Any Christians in the room? 1, 2, all right. No, 3, all right. No, it's not about, look, Jesus was a nice guy, I know. But I bet you guys when he was born, right, everyone was like, well, thank God at last. Now we can start counting forwards in time. No, it's a great book, the Bible. It's full of good jokes. It really is good. It is. Moses. What a comic. Wasn't he? No, he's sitting there watching his sheep one day, and this bush in front of him bursts into flames. Moses goes, "Oh my Lord, is that you, God?" God goes, "No, it's PG&E." That's a good one, wasn't it? We'll get them eventually, PG&E. Put them out of business. You all had a drink? You all got some wine? Are you all getting nice and drunk? Well, you should be, yeah. We got a great show for you. Like your headliner, this great lady. She's been doing comedy not that long, 20 years or something. She's moving up the ladder. National headliner. You're going to enjoy us. In the meantime, we got a few others, and they're all great in their own right. Right now, I want you to give it up for a good buddy of mine. Now, what? Look, loads and loads of applause, loads of laughing. All right? For Mario the Butcher Montez.
Thank you. San Rafael, how we doing? Look at everybody here, man. I am so excited to be in San Rafael on a Monday night. No, I live in Pleasanton. This is a big deal for me, okay? It's almost San Francisco. And look at all this gray hair, my kind of crowd. Thank you. I'm usually like the oldest guy on the show, you know, because we're comedians, a lot of young people. But not tonight, you know what I'm saying? I'm 53 years old, and I made it, you know. No, I am so thankful. For CVS Pharmacy. You know what I'm saying? 30 years ago, you know, I used to go all the time to Tower Records. Sunday, that was my place. Spend $200 on things I didn't need. Now, I go to CVS Pharmacy every Sunday, spend $200 on things I need. You know what I'm saying? I always get asked, why do they call you the butcher? Okay? Real easy. I'm a retired meat cutter, 30 years in the grocery business. Yeah, I gave it all up so I could pursue my dream as a stand-up comedian. That's who you see here right now. Thank you. Yeah, they caught me stealing again. Stupid cameras. Oh, man, I tell you, the grocery business has changed. You know, it really has. In 30 years, I've seen some amazing changes. First of all, nowadays, you really have 2 cartels running the grocery business. Yeah, Starbucks and Pete's. You know what I'm talking about? They're everywhere. You know, the customers have changed. When I first started in the grocery business, you know, every day you had the lady who would come and keep you open, really, because they're there every day. We used to call them housewives. You remember that? That's what we call them, housewives. But that's the way it was 30 years ago. And they show up and they have their scarf and their down coat and their sweats and a big list, and they didn't need any help, you know? Now, what do you see? She comes in and she's got the Starbucks in one hand and the big iPhone in the other, and puts that dirty thing in the basket. What do you call it? The kid. They put the kid in the basket. I don't have any children. If you have children, God bless you. But then it becomes like a tour for the little kid in the basket. These moms, I notice, they tell the child everything. It's like a White House tour. You ever been to the White House? They tell you about everything. They tell you about the tapestries, the borders, the rugs, everything. That's what they do with these children now. I don't even know if they're there to shop. You see them. Ooh, let's go to the bakery. We can get a baguette. Daddy loves baguettes. Do you love baguette? We should get Daddy a baguette. Maybe a sweet baguette, a sour baguette. In every department. They get to the produce section. Ooh, look at pluots. Should we get Daddy some pluots? I love pluots. Can you spell pluots? I'm in the meat department like, what the hell's a pluot? They sound pretty good. And then they don't even buy meat off me anymore, but they still come see me. They come see me when the child gets fussy. Sir, yes, ma'am. Can he get a sticker? He just wants a sticker. Evidently, little kids like stickers. I didn't know this, you know. So I give him a sticker, and he gets happy. And it's not even a fancy sticker. It just says reduced. Or manager special. What a cheap date, you know. But then I found out kids collect stickers. That's why he wants it. The smart kids, they have sticker books. And he takes a sticker home, and he takes it to his sticker book, and he opens it up to grocery stores, non-union, union grocery stores. This kid's smart. Meat department. And I thought, wow, little guy like that? Boy, he's going to grow up to be an accountant or something. Already itemized his little stickers. Then you see the other kids, though. You give him a sticker, and he puts it right on his neck. And I'm like, yeah, this one's going to have tattoos, I bet, when he gets older. He's going to buy a Harley. Or the other one starts licking the adhesive. That one's going to rehab. I know right now. If he wants another one, sell it to him. He might as well learn. Oh, man, it has changed. It has changed. The gangster kids show up in the spring. You ever see them? They come in like Sons of Anarchy with their vests. They come right up to you. And I tell them, look, I'd love to buy some Girl Scout cookies, but no thank you. You know what I'm saying? The Girl Scouts? Don't mess with the Girl Scouts. You can't even lie to the Girl Scouts. Oh, I'd love to buy some from you, sweetie, but I'm on a diet. No, you're not. Ugh. You got any Samoans or lemon coolers? I'll take them. Oh, man. I got to tell you, I'm going to be 54 in September, right? And I just love getting older because I'm discovering things about myself that I never used to have, like patience and tolerance. At the course that I'm on now, I'm not going to be a mean old man because I just keep getting more tolerant and more patient. And it wasn't evident to me till this year. I had a lot of dental work done. I have an amazing dentist, Dr. Atul Patel out in Hayward. I love this guy. He just did so much work on my grill, you know. I'm a kid from the 70s, so I had a lot of those fillings that had the mercury, you know. So he had to yank those out, you know. And he walked me through it. And, you know, I was a little scared, but he took care of me. And the thing is, I was awake, you know. I was numbed up. But he was going to work on me. And he looked like a mechanic working on a car. He was pulling out 9 teeth. And I could hear them. Didn't hurt, but I could hear them. And I was just lying back. And then I noticed his crotch was on my shoulder. And normally that used to bother me for many years. I don't like people to touch me, is what it is. You know how like we're right here in these rows, like you're at the movies or something, and somebody gets up and their butt bumps the back of your head. That used to really get me mad, you know. Or you're on the train and somebody's you know. I didn't like that, but here I am, this wonderful man fixing me, and he's got his crotch on my shoulder. And the thing is, it was really hot. You know, he's working hard, you know. And I have a problem with my rotator cuff, you know, and it felt great. It felt like I had Ben Gay or something on it. And I was like, wow, I could probably do a push-up, you know. And I was thinking, I have arthritis on this knee. Maybe I can get him to straddle my knee, you know, like a stripper, and I get like a heating pad going, and I'll feel much better. And that's how I processed it. Patience and tolerance. Oh, well, thank you. I had a big week last week. I just hit 8 years and 9 months being clean and sober. That's my thing. Thank you. Thank you. Have some more wine on me, thank you. I appreciate the applause, you know, because I don't get that from my family. My family's kind of jealous, you know. I come from a long line of hard partying, crazy Chicano Raider fans, okay? Not the most soberest people in the world. They don't understand. This is my family. They love the Raiders. Everything is the Raiders, right? Raider hat, Raider jacket, Raider jersey, Raider pants, Raider shoes, Raider tattoos. Never been to one game, but boy, they love the Raiders. And they don't understand that I'm, you know, trying to live my life abundantly, being clean and sober. And I got to hear it all the time. They look at me. I don't trust a man who don't drink, eh? Mario don't drink because he's a little punk. I'm like, Mom, will you chill out, okay? We're in church. I'll buy you some Bud Light when we get out. No, I graduated rehab. They showed up with beer. What is wrong with my family? Another thing happened this summer. I got married for the first time 2 years ago, and we just celebrated 2 years being married, my wife and I. That's her in the back. She's the same age as me. We graduated high school in Pleasanton in 1983. 30 years later, we found each other on Facebook. And she'd never been married either. So we had a really cool wedding. But I noticed as we get older, there's things that are the same and different, like sex. When I was a young man 25 years ago, and I'm going to go to the bedroom with my lady, I'd need all the toys, the handcuffs, the lotions, the feathers, all the good stuff, those big things, you know what I'm saying? 2 adults going to get freaky, let's go to the bedroom. Now at middle age, we don't need all that stuff anymore. We don't. We only need one thing, pillows. We need a lot of pillows, man. We do. We got 17 pillows on the bed, and they all have a function. We've got her neck pillow, her back pillow, her kidney pillow, her surgery knee pillow, right? I got one, a stiff one, I put in the corner of the floor for my Achilles so I can get a good brace, because it hurts, We need them pillows. And instructions. When I was a young man, 25 years ago, I'd read Cosmopolitan magazine, find out what women like, and then I'd get with my lady, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get you upside down, I'm gonna go like this, I want you to hold on my leg, we're gonna jump and down, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be like pogo sticks, right? Precise instructions. Now, we still have that, but it's more out of concern. She was like, baby, that's my surgery knee, get it off your shoulder. I don't have that kind of flexibility. It's a meniscus, I had it scoped. And then I'm like, shit, that's my rotator cuff. Get it off. I don't even know what a rotator cuff is. Anyway, thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Bless you. Thank you, your host, Mr. Griffin Daly.
And he didn't kill anyone. Oh, there goes Cheryl running through. Yeah. Lost her purse again. Yeah, listen, ladies and gentlemen, that was good, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh. Here's a young fella. I've only seen him a couple of times. He's really funny, from Santa Rosa or somewhere. Great young dude. Give it up for Franco Tavini.
Keep it going for Griff, everybody. Keep it going for him. Let him hear it. Cool. How are we doing, guys? Very cool. Hey, I want to gauge the room really quick, okay? So I've been kind of dealing with something recently. I want to see if you're feeling me on this, all right? Does anybody here ever get angry for seemingly no reason? Just no justifiable reason, show of hands? Okay, cool. We got a couple hands raised. That's awesome. Because if you guys didn't raise your hands, I was going to lose it! I swear to God. That's cool. Glad we're on that level. Man, it's just like the most ridiculous things I get upset at. I get upset when I see people get pulled over, and even if they did it, I just get upset because it's always excessive. Like modern cop cars, have you seen them? They have 36 red and blue lights. It's absolutely absurd. It's unnecessary. It looks like they're about to enter an HGTV Christmas special. You know what I'm saying? They got a nativity on the back and stuff like that. It's too much. Did you know that modern cop cars talk? Did you guys know that? I'm not talking one of those Disney Pixar voiced by Cheech Marin kind of fun ways. I mean they have on cop cars a bullhorn speaker. And if you do something that is not safe, they will tell you that. And I know this because I saw the guy get pulled over on the highway maybe about a week back. And immediately the cop got on. He's like, oh my God, no, do not stop there. You cannot stop there. That is the center divide. What are you doing? What the hell are you doing? You got to pull over and then you got to stop. But you can't stop there either because that's the middle of the 101. You got to just pull slowly over and then keep going. But that's the slow lane. I know it looks like they're stopping, but they're not. They're just driving very slow. And you just got to keep going and go over to the entire side of the highway, but not there because there's bushes behind you and crap. Where am I supposed to park? There's a whole row of hedges behind you. Just take the next exit and I will meet you in the Denny's parking lot, and I will buy you a Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity, all right? I just need you. I guess it's anxiety inducing, you know what I mean? We were all in the middle of it too, so I didn't know what to do. All the other drivers panicked. We were all going every which way. So, not you, not the first guy pulled over, the guy in the Honda Civic. Why is everybody stopping? Because you're yelling at us! It's very stressful. I also have PTSD behind it too because I have priors. Show of hands, I need some honesty, some realness in the audience here tonight. Who has ever had a DUI? Show of hands, I need some honesty from you. We got some hands up. Hey, can we get some applause for the people that were brave enough? You know what I mean? Takes a lot of guts. I mean, I never have because I don't make mistakes with my life, but I appreciate your honesty. That's not entirely true. I have been arrested for drinking and driving, but it wasn't a DUI. It was. Do you guys know what a wet and reckless is? Are you guys familiar? So for those who aren't familiar, to summarize, it's basically a DUI junior. It's a light offense. It is. It's the goofiest name. But it's very sexy as far as the way of driving infractions go. And I might only be saying that because it also sounds like a random line out of a Swiss porno. You know what I'm saying? And just kind of like, yeah, okay, lie down on the bed. How do you want it? Wet and reckless. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. It doesn't even. It's technically a misdemeanor, right? And it's a precursor to a felony. If you get 3, it's a DUI, and it can really count against your record. But it doesn't even sound like a crime. It sounds like a prize that you win in a Nickelodeon game show. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, tell them what they want. Okay, you're going to get a Yamaha 451 keyboard, a trip to space camp, some BK Ratchtech sneakers, and a Super Soaker Wet and Reckless. It doesn't sound good. There's no street cred that comes with that, is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Guys, I work at a nursing center, and I'll keep it brief, basically. But I work at a nursing center. I like to give back to the people that work at that nursing center. And by that, I mean I deal with the elderly. Recently, this was about a week back, I had a woman, when I was walking by her in the hallways, reach out and grab my entire package and honk it like a clown horn. It was just like, ah! And I didn't know what to do. I was taken aback. And so I looked around, and I was just like, I have to tell her, that's not okay. That's not safe. And I looked down, and I was like, ma'am, I just wanted you to know what you did, I did not appreciate. And immediately she was like, oh yeah, well I reached out and I grabbed it and there wasn't really that much there, so I don't know what the big deal is. And then she ran away, left me in the dust. Guys, that's been my time. Thank you very much. You're a beautiful group of people. Keep it going for your work.
Always a funny show, isn't it lovely? See? We got handsome young people too, not just old geezers. Not all old geezers. Here's another one. Another handsome young fella, Vahe Hove.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's great to be here. How are you doing tonight, Marin? Do you identify as Marin? No. Okay. So I can do like my Robin Williams jokes and that'll be fine? Yeah. I have this one that like paints him in a really bad light. I think this guy wants to hear it, right? This guy, you look like you want me to die. He's like, don't say anything about Robin Williams. Don't you dare. No, we all love him. Yeah. What was it, Mrs. Doubtfire? That was my favorite. Let's go. Applause out there for Mrs. Doubtfire. Jumanji. How about Jumanji? But we all know our favorite, who was I talking about? Robin Williams. Of all time. Sir, what is it?
I was going to say Mrs. Doubtfire.
All right. There's no consensus. He has too many. But the thing I was going to talk about was like, What? I've moved on. All right. Yeah, Dead Poets Society, Good Will Hunting. Mork and Mindy was good. Yeah. AI? Was he in AI? Did he do like the voice of the robot? I don't think he was in AI. AI, like the Steven Spielberg movie. Okay, you're not from around here, are you? All right. But they're making a new Mr. Rogers movie. Have you guys heard of this? Mr. Rogers movie. That looks pretty interesting. I was a fan of Mr. Rogers growing up. I think what I found out recently, though, is he was friends with Bill Cosby. And they were like really close friends. And I was wondering like if there was some dark side to Mr. Rogers that we don't know about, you know? That would be fun if that happened. just shatter his whole image after he's like already passed away. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. It's cool to be here. I just drove up from San Francisco. I was in San Francisco, California. And you guys familiar with? It's like you go through the Robin Williams Tunnel, yeah, over the Robin Williams Bridge, onto the Robin Williams Peninsula. That's what you guys call it, right? It's just all. So I don't know, like if you guys spend a lot of time there, but the way it works there now is there's like rules that you have to follow if you're in San Francisco, right? And like I'm gonna tell you what those rules are right now, so brace yourselves. Okay, rule number 1 from being in San Francisco is what I learned is like never assume somebody's gender. Am I right? Yeah. But you also can't just like ask. It's not like Halloween where you can be like, and what are you supposed to be? That might fly up here in Marin, but don't do that over there. You can use that to your advantage though. Like I get into random Uber cars and the guy's just like, you're not Michelle. And I'm like, how dare you? Like, I'll pretend you didn't say that. Okay, rule number 2 for being in San Francisco, if you see somebody on the street who's got like a disheveled look and like a long, dirty beard and looks like they've kind of, look kind of dirty and stuff, like be careful. That might be a techie. I made the mistake recently. I gave this guy $5. He's like, dude, I'm lead developer at a startup. He's like, we developed this app that lets you sleep on other people's couches. He's like, I use it every night. And I was like, so you are homeless then? Or how does that? Thank you. You guys are a great audience. You really are. I do, I was walking around a lot today. I'm on my phone, though, all the time when I'm walking around. Like, I love to play Pokemon Go. Do you guys know Pokemon Go? Yeah, still some of us out here, The rest of you are just, like, totally screwing up because, like, there's just a ton of monsters for the rest of us to catch. They're all over the place. Like, there's probably one here right now. We don't even know it. But, like, I was on there. I was, like, catching just, like, monster after monster on there. Until I realized, like, wait a minute, I'm on Tinder right now. And, like, these monsters are real. Do you guys know Tinder? Are there any Tinder couples here tonight? Tinder couples, please stand and be acknowledged. Nobody? I think it's romantic to actually, it's just like, it's people connecting with one another, Like, that's not always going to be the case. I think eventually they'll have, like, apps where you order, like, sex robots to come to your house, right? And it's going to be called, like, Whoredash. Whoredash. Didn't like that one. How about Uber Skeets? Uber Skeets. No, didn't like that one either. Don't like any of them. All right. Well, this has been nice. It doesn't always go this well for me, believe it or not. One time I was performing and this guy just yells out in the middle of my set. He goes, "Not funny!" Which, like, as a comic, is not what you want to hear. And then I was like, you have to, sir, like, this is good for some people, so, like, whatever. And he was like, you suck. Yeah, thank you. I was totally like, Pity was the response I was going for with that. But then I swear, like the very next day, there was a woman in the audience who was laughing so hard to the point where she was like crying. You know? Like tears were just like running down her cheeks. And like I realized at that moment, like this woman is emotionally unstable. And like that should be my target audience. It was like an epiphany. I think it was this woman right here, now that I'm thinking about it. You changed my life. I'm always trying to change my life and improve myself. Like I recently started using the phrase 100%. You guys heard this? It works really well, like conveys confidence about things. You know, like we need more ketchup, 100%. And it was like, this was a really good thing for me for a while until like I was walking outside and somebody was like 200%. And I was like, okay. So then I started saying 200%. And I was at the mall and this guy was like 1,000%. Yeah, the chosen one. I was like, I don't think I can go there, so I just dropped it. But another thing I'm doing is like I switch the kind of milk I drink every month pretty much. I switch from just regular milk, then I switched to like soy milk. So I went to soy milk, and then I went to goat milk. And then I dropped the G, and I went to oat milk. And if that doesn't work, I'll probably just kill myself, I think is what. Thank you. Wow, you guys like totally felt bad for me on that one. All right. Always trying to improve though. Quit smoking marijuana once and for all. Quit smoking marijuana. Thank you. I figured that would be well received here. I had to quit. It was getting too expensive, you know? Yeah, not the weed, but the honey bunches of oats is really what I was doing. I told my dealer he sold me like a patch to help me quit, but I realized it was just like a Band-Aid with a weed leaf drawn on it with like a circle. I don't know. He's like, you gotta let it work, man. It's the Gazebo Effect. It's like when something works because you don't like think that it's working, even though like it's not doing anything. You know, like a gazebo. Thank you guys so much. Give it up for Griff.
All you young ladies are getting a treat tonight, aren't you? All these handsome young dudes, eh? You love them? All right, ladies, yeah. Here's another one. Now, don't get too excited. Don't throw any panties. This guy is very sexy. He's got shorts on and everything. You're gonna go crazy, but control yourselves and give a big, warm San Rafael welcome for Chris Shiapakasi.
What's up? Yeah, I got this new trend that I wear 2 shorts at once because I use the pockets inside. It's convenient, you know, because your shorts get holes and you don't want to throw them out. Like, I'm just going to use them as underwear. It's like recycling from my generation and stuff. I have a lot of that going on. Like, I think too much, you know? How many of you are from Marin? Any Marin people here? I don't know. I was thinking, why can't we put a Tupac statue in Marin, you know? Isn't he like the most famous person from Marin? Yeah, I was thinking maybe like a Tupac high school. Who's down for a Tupac high school and stuff? We could call the yearbook like Thug Life. You people don't seem to be excited about Tupac. I had a whole Tupac thing going here. You know, in the high school, they could have like a room for unwed mothers called Brenda's Having a Baby. I get it. I did all these, you know, it's kind of sad, you know, like, yeah, you know, I kind of met Robin Williams once, but I felt like I lost out because I heard that if you told him that he stole one of your jokes, he would give you money. And I felt like, why didn't I say something? I was so impressed. I took a picture with him, but now I'm thinking I could have got money out of that guy. Like, how hard would have it convinced him? Like, you stole one? Which one? The one about the cookie. That was my joke. God damn it, you stole the cookie joke from me. But no, it's really harsh, you know, because I never made any money in comedy, and that could have been my shot. You know what I'm saying? You know? And I told him a joke, but it wasn't even mine. What was I thinking, man? And the thing that broke my heart, I was going to show him my YouTube videos. But my friend's Wi-Fi account went down at that moment. Like, I could never show my YouTube videos to Robin. It broke my heart. I could have made some money. If he had seen it, I could have said, hey, man, that was my joke about the Coke. The Coke was my joke. I like Marin, man, but shouldn't we change the name of Marin to, like, Milfrin? Isn't it more like a Milfrin? You know, like I said, you know, Tupac used to live in Marin, but it was a bad area, Marin. I kept thinking, like, there's no bad areas in Marin. Where did Tupac live that there was a bad area in Marin and stuff? You know, and then I thought about it, and the reason why Marin became a good area is because Tupac used to live there. He's the one that made it famous and stuff. Yeah, and he actually performed at a festival, Marin, which is weird because who would have thought that they would allow Tupac anywhere to perform in Marin? But he was there. Unfortunately, I think some kid got killed. It was his gun, but he didn't do it, but it was his gun. It was like a magic bullet theory or something. You know, like the JFK thing, the second magic bullet theory. I'm like, it's just crazy, you know? All this stuff about Tupac, it just breaks my heart that we don't have a statue for Tupac. You know? You could get out of jail in San Quentin, and you could just go check out the Tupac statue. I think that's why they don't want any Tupac connection in Marin. They're afraid of all these gangster people coming out here like it's a monument, like smoking joints and drinking 40s. Oh, this is for you, Tupac. They don't want any connection to Tupac at all. And it breaks my heart. Because they don't want like the Bart to come to Marin. Because they don't want people like me coming here. They're like, you stay in that side. You know, you can't, unless you have a car or a bus, you can't come to this side. And I'm like, what's so good about it? And I first time in like a year I've been here, what's so special? What are you guys hiding in here that you don't want me to see? You know, what is so special about this area? It's like, why are you hiding in here? Like, why can't you move back to the other side, you know? We've done some good things. I don't know if you even look at the newspaper anymore, but we've done some good things in that section. Oakland legalized mushrooms. Can you believe that? San Francisco outlawed vape pens. I know. I mean, but like, who wants to live in San Francisco anyway? You could be in Oakland doing mushrooms. And I bought mushrooms in Oakland, but could I even do the mushrooms outside of Oakland? Is that even legal? Like, if I buy the mushrooms in Oakland, I have to do them in Oakland, because if I get arrested in another part of another city, it's still illegal. And that doesn't make sense, you know what I mean? So, but you gotta move back. You can't be hiding here your whole life, you know? There's so much to do in that part of town. You know, they got people like doing drugs on BART now. Can you imagine that? This guy, I swear this guy in front of me, it was like April Fool's Day, he was like smoking a crack pipe in front of me on the BART station, right? It was April Fool's Day, so I said, Popo. And Popo means like police are coming. So he like dropped this crack pipe. He was like, oh, he's all scared. I'm like, there's no cop here. Happy April Fool's Day, loser. That's what you get for smoking crack on BART. But it's like, you miss out, you know? You miss out. When I see these tourists from SFO riding BART, I'm kind of jealous, because I want to see their look in their face when they realize they spent all this money just to see a bunch of people in tents outside in the streets doing drugs. Like, you know, they're like, why are we here? This is supposed to be a beautiful city. And I'm like, you come here for the American experience. This is the American experience. You know, it's true, because they give you drug kits in San Francisco. You know, the needles are free. The drugs cost money, though. That's like okay, well, it's my time to go. Hey, Griff. 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 Come in here, Griff. My time's coming up, Griff. You're not going to let me run out of my... I ran out of my time, Griff. What am I going to do? Am I taking time away from Santa Arissa?
I'm an old man. I've got to go to the
Hey, man,
bathroom.
how long have you been doing antiques?
Get out of here. What?
Shut up. Hello. Thank you.
People out there talking to me, getting me. This is what happens when you do live shows, you see. You just record the whole thing, and if anything goes wrong, too bad, ain't it? It makes it more funny, really, doesn't it? No editing for this. If you said anything... Any of you been... Did you see yourselves on TV yet? No. Any of you? No, I've been watching out there. I know you can't see it from here. You've all been on. Laughing your asses off. It was great fun. Especially you, Helen. I've seen you a couple of times. Hey, here's the star of our show. Your headliner tonight. Wonderful lady. I want you to give her a big warm welcome and loads of love. Sandra Rissa.
Howdy, one and all. Let's get one thing straight just to start. There is no truth to the rumor I was a waitress at the Last Supper. I've got to tell you, I am more like a relic from the past. You know, cars without seatbelts, 8-track tapes, unprotected sex with random strangers. Hey, if you have never gotten wasted, gone home with somebody you didn't know for a night of passion, you have missed out on a lot of bad sex. Now, at my age, it's difficult to get a young, hard-bodied man to kiss me. So I go to the swimming pool and pretend I'm drowning. I no longer fake orgasms. I now fake Alzheimer's. I blow off my friends and they say, Sandy, where were you? And I go, I don't know. My husband asks, what's his charge on the credit card? Did you buy me a present? The police ask, did you shoot your husband? Yes. And when I missed him, I had to reload and fire again. Now, I don't like strangers knowing my business, but by now I hope you're our friends so I can tell you a secret. Is that all right? Yeah. When I talk about sex, I don't use the euphemism slept with. Everybody knows what you're talking about if you say John slept with Mary. So instead, I use the word shop. Yeah. When I was young, I used to go shopping all the time. Oh, sometimes I went shopping 2-3 times a day. I was a regular shopaholic. Yeah, I went shopping with friends. It's safe, it's comfortable. You've been to the store before. You know the merchandise is clean. I went shopping with coworkers. That can lead to lawsuits at the office. Sometimes I even went to bars and went shopping with strangers. Bad idea, you never know what you're going to get. You may get somebody who shops too fast, or somebody who shops too rough and damages the merchandise. And sometimes you get someone who can't even find the door to the store. Oh, I understand the young people today, sometimes they stay home, shop alone using the internet. Yeah, I had to do it the old-fashioned way with magazines and catalogs. Now that I'm older, truth is, I would rather shop alone. I know what I'm looking for and I know exactly where to find it. But I'm married, so sometimes I have to take my husband shopping. Yeah, he usually finishes before I do. And I'm sure you all know once a man finishes shopping, there is no keeping him in the store. So he goes home. I still have to finish shopping alone. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you all. Now, don't you just hate it if you're coming home late at night, your house is dark, you're all alone, and there's a police presence just up the block from you? Happened to me last week. I get home about 2 o'clock in the morning, my house is dark, nobody's home, and 3 doors up from me there are 4 police cars. And I'm thinking, if there's a robber in the neighborhood, I want to know about it. If there's a murderer in the neighborhood, I want to know about it. If there's a rapist in the neighborhood, I want his phone number. Hey, don't judge. At my age, I don't get much action, especially since they banned me from the swimming pool. Ladies, you can vouch for this. I'm sure you understand it. Those male lifeguards in their tan, hard bodies and their teeny little Speedos, they're asking for it. Now, I do remember the first time my husband and I went shopping. Afterwards, we turned to each other and almost in unison said those 3 magic words. What's your name? Now, when I started doing comedy, going out 6, 7 nights a week, my mother warned me that if I didn't stay home, cook dinner for my husband, he'd find a woman who would. I'm still waiting. While she's there, I hope she cleans my house. Now, I have to admit that I kind of think of doing comedy and going shopping as the same. Well, when they're over, I just want to get paid and go home. Now, as I said, though, I don't think of myself as old. I'm used. I am like a classic car, well maintained, only driven on the weekends. When you start me up, I backfire. Okay, I am like a dilapidated hotel. My facade is crumbling, my plumbing is shot, and we have both had a lot of men spend the night. Now, sometimes when I'm out goofing off with friends my age, I can see young people looking at us, and I know they're thinking, how can you be laughing and having fun? Don't you know you're going to die soon? I want to say that's why we are laughing and having fun. We're not going to have to put up with the millennials much longer. Yeah, I call them the wine generation because they're always complaining about things and they're always protesting some of the stupidest things. Save the mosquitoes, save the mosquitoes. But I finally found out why. Millennials are the first generation that's doing less shopping than their parents. Yep, I would complain too. And a lot of millennials, well, they're vegans, you know. Are any of you vegans? Too bad. Because I think the only thing vegans are good for is to teach the rest of us what plants are poisonous. Oh, question, how can you tell if a person's a vegan? Oh, don't worry, they'll tell you. I'm a vegan, I wouldn't eat meat. Oh, that's so cruel to the animals. Well, I say if you care that much for the animals, why do you eat all of their food? And besides that, vegans are bad for the environment because they eat beans. Yep, some of you admit you know. Eat beans, get gas. Methane gas contributes to global warming, and scientists now think that global warming is a leading cause of documentaries. Now, don't get me wrong, I like young people. Oh, I really like young people. They taste like chicken. And besides that, they're a good source of replacement organs. I was going to say, don't take that one seriously. You'd think I was trying to take your kidneys or something. Well, maybe I am. But anyway, you will notice that, Mike, in this hand, my hands shake. My hand doesn't shake. Shake. I have what the doctors call essential tremors. Of course, the only thing I find them essential for is making margaritas when the blender's broke. And keeping my husband happy. Yeah, he gives me caffeine before we go to bed. Now, just this past January, I had what's called deep brain stimulation surgery. Put wires in my head, gave me a little battery pack, and I became the Tesla of comedy. Oh, but I am better than a Tesla because my battery runs on solar power. All I have to do is unzip this little zipper, bring the solar panels out of my chest, and sunbathe. And if you believe that, I've got a bridge that I'm willing to sell you. It is rechargeable, though, but not with solar panels. But that's terrible. But anyway, both hands used to shake real bad, and now just a little bit, and a little on my left, more on my left hand. I have an ex-husband. Nicknamed him Diaper Rash. Oh, he was irritating, hard to get rid of, and he usually came when I wasn't prepared. I'm going to take you home with me for all my shows. I've been asked, well, why did you marry him then? And I said, that's easy. Back when I was in my 30s, a woman of that age who had never been married was considered an old maid. I didn't want to be one of those. Do you know how hard it is to find the right man to divorce? Oh, if he's got too much money, he wants you to sign a prenup. So the only way you can get rid of him is to shoot him. And if he's too poor, he wants you to pay him alimony. So the only way you can get rid of him is to shoot him. And if he's too good looking, you don't want any other woman to have him. So the only way you can get rid of him is to shoot him. No. Use him, abuse him, and give him to your brother. I was lucky. I found the perfect man to divorce. In 2 years, we lived in 9 different houses. We moved for the same reason. The owners came home. Now, I divorced him when he began to give me the willies. Will he come home? Will he be sober? Finally, will he stop breathing? Now, I should have known we were incompatible because, you see, I'm a Gemini. He's an alcoholic. Oh, in his defense, I did not realize he was an alcoholic until I stopped drinking. Now, despite it all, I was thinking about keeping him. But I didn't like the way he smelled after 6 days in the trunk of my car. I think stable relationships are for horses. Did you know that 14% of cat owners said if they were forced to make the choice, they would keep their cat and ditch their spouse? Yeah, the other 86% of cat owners didn't have a spouse. Now, I don't want you to think I don't like men either. I just think men are like pets, but harder to train. With both, you have to be firm and consistent, and if they do something right, give them a treat. I find a combination of food and shopping work best. Otherwise, if he does the laundry, feed him. If he cleans the house, takes out the garbage, take him shopping. If he lets one rip under the covers, stick his nose in it and whack him with a newspaper. Don't you just hate it? Whether you're dating now or used to date, when somebody broke up with you and then said, I hope we can still be friends. No. Asking somebody you're dumping to still be friends is like a kidnapper asking his victim to keep in touch. I'm going to let you go now, but I want you to remember the good times we had. I untied your hands so you could feed yourself. Keep in touch. Follow me on Twitter. Shoot. Now, a lot of things have changed since I was young. Okay, I've changed since I was young. I remember back in my late 40s, I became an amateur competitive bodybuilder. And back then, I was really proud of my body. So when a painter asked me to pose nude, I said yes. Every day I walked in there, I stripped down naked, I lay down and posed. What he painted, walls. Now, I'm not so proud of my body. I went to pull the wrinkles out of my tights and I wasn't wearing any. I used to wear a 34C broad, now I wear a 34 long. Oh, good news is I make my bras out of Swiffers and I have a clean floor. Don't go, oh. It's gravity done made them that way. I'll admit, though, I did go to a plastic surgeon. And I said, hey, doc, what can you do so I don't look like an old woman? And he said, I can give you a penis. Thank you. Oh, anybody here from the Midwest originally? Ooh, my goodness, lots. Where? Start with you. Chicago, yay.
Wisconsin.
Yay.
Ohio.
Aha, that's where my husband's from. Yeah.
Nebraska.
That's closer to me. Now, both of you. I'm from Sioux City, Iowa. Yes. And California people have asked me, what was it like growing up in a small Midwestern town? I said, Sioux City's airport code says it all. SUX. Sucks. Hey, there was nothing to do growing up. I don't know about your Midwestern towns, but in Sioux City, as teenagers, we had to make our own fun. So that means we did what teenagers do best. We did a lot of shopping. We went to the movies and went shopping. We went bowling and went shopping. We went to school and cooked meth. Oh, no, we never used it. Nobody in their right mind wants to stay up 24 hours a day in Iowa or Nebraska. Ohio, some places. Wisconsin, some places are good, but not Nebraska and Iowa. Anyway, we had no cultural diversity at all, not even when it came to food. We thought that Italian food was spaghetti with a side of steak. Mexican food was beans with a side of steak. Oriental food was rice with a side of cat. Oh, don't go, oh. Sometimes we had dog. Well, now that I'm older, truth is I only have one big vice left in life. I like to drive fast. Police don't like it when I speed. They stop me and they go, do you know how fast you were going? Obviously not fast enough because you caught me. But if you can't remember how fast I was going walking from your car to mine, maybe you're the one with Alzheimer's. But I'll give you a hint. I was going darn fast because I have to have my hair done, get a manicure, get a pedicure, buy a ball spray, shoes, beat Aunt Tilly, go to the gym, have my tires rotated, get forward with the press, sign the Declaration of Independence. And get off the road before 5 o'clock in case I die. No. Hey, come on. Obviously, I would never say that to the police. Instead, I just sit there with my hands on the wheel and I give him my sexiest smile. And I say in my sexiest voice, "Hey, Mr. Patrolman, want to go shopping?" And that's how I learned how handcuffs hurt. Especially if you forget your safe word. If you didn't get that, you be careful of these couple of people that laughed at that. Yes. Well, I have one wish for each and every one of you. I hope every one of you can someday be as old as I am. I am in my late 70s. And I hope that you and I both get to be many, many, many years older than I am now. And every day on your birthday, you wake up and you say, "Hey, age, you can take my looks, you can take my memories, but you can't take my virginity." Thank you very much. The name is Sandra Lee.
Sandra, is she funny? Yes. Hilarious. Nice professional comedian. Well, look, see, we have a nice variety of people, didn't we? Young people, and we had Chris in the middle. You like Chris? Crazy bastard, right? That's what we like. All different kind of people, different kind of comedy. Mario Montez, the Butcher. Hilarious, right? Yeah. Love it. Bahe, Franco, all good comics. All at different levels. Franco's only been starting out a few months, but he's getting good already, right? Looks good on camera too. Got to be a TV star. No, he does. He doesn't believe me. It's true. Anyway, you guys, thanks for coming out to marINSANITY. We're going to keep the marINSANITY going. We'll probably have another one in about 2 months. Keep your eyes on the internet and wherever it is you see it. And make sure you all come out next time. Because it's great when we've got a full house like this. Because we get twice as much laughing. You know, it's great. You're a new one, aren't you? Yeah. You've been here before? Now, see, come back. Bring your friends. I love it. You're all wonderful people. Marin people, you're the best. The salt of the earth. Thank you, folks. Good night, and come back for marINSANITY again.